For today's channel, I'm aware of a female energy. I think her name was Barbara. She's elderly. She has very white hair, snow white hair, glasses with no frames. I see her in a really comfortable cardigan and a sort of house dress, and I see a walker or a wheelchair associated with her. And she actually reminds me a lot of a great aunt of mine, but it's not my great aunt. It's someone else. And the reason she's coming through today is to remind us of those vulnerable people who are in care facilities. We tend to bury our knowledge of these people, elderly people who are being cared for out of the public eye. We put death in the closet. We try to pretend it's not happening. And yet, of course, it's coming for all of us. And she's coming through to remind us today to keep those people in our hearts and in our awareness, because by doing that, not only are we helping them by sending them love, but we're helping ourselves by reminding ourselves of the inevitable for all of us. Perhaps not inevitable forever. Perhaps the lesson of time and death will shift. But for now, each and every one of us, if we're lucky, will get to a point where we need care again, like when we were infants. And so by sending awareness and love and peace and hope to the individuals today who are in care facilities, we are bringing awareness to all. This individual, Barbara, was a small town person. She lived in a small town. She lived in a tight-knit community. That does not mean that it was always a loving, accepting community, but it was a tight-knit community where everyone knew everyone. And I believe she, like my aunt, was able to remain in her home until she passed. So she isn't somebody who experienced the end of life care that many people have to turn to. She, like my aunt, had family who helped her. However, she witnessed many people in her community having to move to care facilities. And because it was a small town and a small state in the US, I believe, although it could be in the UK, the quality of care was not as high as, say, some larger metropolitan areas like London or New York or Los Angeles. Or that's not to say that there aren't care facilities in those places that have low quality of care, of course, but the options are greater in those places. And so she witnessed many of her friends and the people around her having to suffer through a level of care that had nothing to do with the individuals who worked in the facilities, the nurses and the CNAs and the doctors. It had more to do with the financing that these places tend to receive and the lack thereof, lack of state and local support and federal support. And so she just wants to bring this into our awareness today. For some reason, that is important for her to share. And so I jumped on to transmit that message. Thank you.